Hey folks, so it's a really windy day today, but I'm going to try to film this fast so that you all can actually hear what I'm saying. But a week or so ago I did a video about poisonous plants in pastures, and I was explaining that buttercups are quite poisonous to horses. They can cause severe mouth blisters and sores and stomach upset, gastrointestinal upset, as well as even lead to colic. And I got a bunch of responses from that video, and there were some people on there that were saying that the horses won't touch buttercups. Well, as I explained in the video, they do have a bitter taste, okay? When they're in fresh form like this, they are poisonous to horses, okay? Now, I've had several people came on the thread and they argued me and they said that that wasn't true and horses won't eat them and blah, 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 blah. Well, the whole point of the video was not to cause some big debate about what horses eat or don't eat, okay? It's just a simple matter of proof. I want to show you two very distinct things here, okay? This field right here is not, the horses are not in this particular area, okay? It's just like a runway that goes down to the creek. They can get a drink and they go right back up, but it is not their primary pasture. Therefore, we did not treat this area. We did not use any graze on this area, which is what we use to treat the buttercups and the other weeds. But look at that pasture right there, which is actually one of our pastures. That is where the horses graze, okay? Look at the difference between where that electric fence is and the grazing pasture versus just this pasture that has not been treated, okay? Now, do a little bit of, math and think, what if we hadn't treated that pasture over there? This, folks, is exactly how quickly buttercups take over a pasture. They're a very dominant weed, flower, whatever you want to call them, plant. And you see the little tiny bit of grass that is left in between the majority of this buttercup. It's because the buttercup chokes out the actual pasture, the actual grass, okay? So when you have situations like this where it begins to take over your pasture, you have to be really, really careful, because this stuff, it will choke out your grass. And then if this is all your horses have, like imagine if we didn't have that pasture and all we had was this, okay? What do you think a horse is going to eat? They have to eat something. So guess what? Like it or not, they're going to eat that buttercup. And even if they don't intend to eat the buttercup, when they're trying to pick through the buttercup and get to the actual grass, they're going to get some of that buttercup in their mouth. I have seen it happen. We've had horses colic. Well, I haven't, but I know a neighboring farm, and I was over there and I watched horses eat the buttercups. I watched them with my own eyes. And then guess what? They got terrible mouth sores, and one of the horses colicked that night. He had to go to the University of Tennessee. It was thousands and thousands of dollars in expenses. I mean, like a $10,000 bill, folks, okay? So this is not, I'm not trying to be rude, but this is not up for debate, okay? I've seen it with my own eyes. I know that when they eat these things, and they do eat them, whether it be by accident, whether it be they have nothing else to eat but in a field like this, or whether it be just, I mean, some horses are weird and they eat weird stuff. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I have a horse who will sit here and eat rope. He will literally eat the rope, ingest it, and swallow it. It's very strange, but he eats rope. Somebody would get on here and argue me, oh, a horse will never eat rope. Not true, okay? So what's good for some horses is not, it's not 100% for every horse out there. So this is why we treat our fields. And then, there are other people out there saying, oh, well, the herbicides aren't good for the horses and you shouldn't be putting herbicides. Okay, I mean, I understand that, and we would love to all be organic farmers, but the reality is, when you have a horse farm or any type of farm and you have livestock to feed, when you've got stuff like this popping up out of the ground, you have to do something. I would rather treat our fields with an herbicide, such as Grazon, okay, wait a month and then let it all kind of do its thing, because what we do is we treat our fields, but then we don't let the horses on it because we have enough pasture where we can rotate everything out. So let's say we treat that pasture in early spring, like the end of March, then we won't even let the horses on it until, like, you know, April or May. So it's had plenty of time to do its thing. The rain has come and gone many times, and they've got a nice, beautiful field to eat from versus this thing. I mean, I would 1,000% rather have my horses eating out of that field than this, because this, I know for a fact, can kill my horse. It can cause colic. Are there herbicides in that other field over there? Yeah, back from late February, we did treat that field. But you know what? He's been doing this for 45 years, and we've never had a horse colic from eating out of a field like that, you know, due to putting herbicide on. This stuff, totally different story. So, is it the lesser of two evils? Yes, it is. But I've seen this colic a horse in 24 hours, okay? Because they eat it, it poisons their stomach. It is a known toxicity. Like, you know, Google it. If you don't believe me, and people out there want to argue me, go right ahead. I mean, I don't care, but you don't know what you're talking about. And I'm not trying to be rude at all. It's just, this is very serious, folks. So I had one lady on here and I blocked her, and she insisted that no horse was going to eat a buttercup. And I you know, I respectfully disagreed. And then she wrote back and said, oh, well, you just know everything, whatever, like that. And it's like, you know, y'all, it's ridiculous to me. I don't have time for that. I'm out here. This takes a lot of time. It takes effort. It takes energy. And I'm just trying to maybe save a life out there. So, yeah, I mean, it's all good. I love the following that I have. But the naysayers who say that horses will not eat this, just please don't. You know, maybe go to another video and go do something else, because I've literally watched them do it. So, standing here telling me they won't do it is kind of ridiculous to me. But, you know, you just have to be really careful. I mean, horses are wonderful, but they are a lot of work, and it's a lot of money that goes into doing this, you know, to giving them the best care possible. So, anyway, I just wanted to kind of show you guys the real difference. I mean, isn't that crazy? Like, look at that field, and all that's dividing it is an electric fence, and then look at this one. Huge difference. So, by the way, I think buttercups are actually beautiful. I mean, looking up here, that's a gorgeous scene right there. But I don't want my horses eating that. So, anyway, I hope that helps, and hope you guys are able to take some knowledge out of this. And yes, I will say it again. Horses, by nature, don't want to eat a buttercup, okay? But it does happen. Whether it be because they have nothing else to eat, or whether they get it by accident, they do ingest them from time to time. So, anyway, all right, guys. Well, have a great morning, noon, or night, wherever you are. And I'll talk to you later.